Hey there, great afternoon, everybody. Come on in the room. As you're coming in the room, say hello. It is indeed an amazing Tuesday afternoon. Come on in the room. As you're coming in the room, say hello. Hope you're having an amazing day thus far. Hey, Janella. Hey, Erlene. Hey, Miss Val. How are you? Hope your Tuesday is off to an amazing start. So listen, I was just sharing this on my page. Today's topic, I missed you all last week. Hey, how are you? So today, hey, Najee, how are you? So today's topic, I don't know if you saw the flyer, but today's topic is about boundaries. I know that's not a word that we like to talk about. I know it's not a word that we even want to express. Oh, y'all, my administrator is showing off. Y'all pray her strength in the Lord today. But Ash, this is your birthday weekend, so I'll give you this. I'll call you after this live. But listen, we want to talk about boundaries. Boundaries. This is something that we do not want to talk about. It's kind of a taboo subject. We don't want to talk about boundaries because we want to be everything to all people. We want, whenever anybody calls us, we want to answer. People want us to be everything. But here's the dynamic. In order for you to be the best you have to learn how to create healthy boundaries. Some of us are in situations and circumstances because we did not know how to create boundaries. Hey, cousin Janice, how are you? Some of us are dealing with emotions and dealing with things that we found ourselves in because we did not know how to build healthy boundaries. Why? Because we didn't want to tell somebody no. Why? Because we didn't want someone to be disappointed in us. Why? Because we didn't want to tell somebody that we could not be there. But here's the dynamic. Overextending yourself or always telling somebody yes does not constitute as a healthy relationship. Always being at someone's beck and call and always being able to remedy the emergency and always being, right at arm's reach does not constitute as a healthy relationship. Because here's the thing, if you're always pouring out and nobody's ever pouring back into you, you are not in a healthy covenant relationship. You are not in a healthy connection. Boundaries are essential. Let me read this to you. Healthy boundaries are a part of self-care, self-respect, and self-love. I'll say it again. Building healthy boundaries is a part of self-care, self-love, and self-respect. I'll say it again. Building healthy boundaries is a part of self-care, self-love, and self-respect. It is not selfish for you to build healthy boundaries. When you build healthy boundaries, it allows people to understand where you stand, what you can handle, what is the length of your reach. Because here's the thing, you cannot expect someone to always by osmosis know whether or not you can handle what they're dishing out to you. And sometimes we have to stand up and our self-respect and our self-love and say, this is a line that I don't cross. Or here's the thing. Part of healthy boundaries is letting me understand that outside of me teaching my cohort right now, Mondays, don't bother me on Sunday and Mondays. I can't put out any fires on Sundays and Mondays. I can't help you with no emergency situation. I can't build out any of that because on Sunday and Mondays, I have to rebuild myself. Why? Because all week long, I've been pouring out. All week long, I've been pushing. All week long, I've been dishing out. So I have to have a level of healthy boundaries. So I'm not available to you at that moment. I'm not available to you at that time. I need that moment for me. Now, here's the dynamic. sometimes that boundary may not be liked, but it will be respect. I'll say it again. Sometimes that boundary may not be liked by the person receiving it, but when you create healthy boundaries, they have no other choice but to respect it. I said, great afternoon, Octavia, how are you? They had listened. They may not like it, but they have no choice but to respect it. So when you are looking at your life and what you can handle and what you're dealing with, you have to begin to create healthy boundaries. Listen, healthy boundaries also allow you the ability to express your thoughts and feelings in a way that clearly communicates what's going on. Healthy boundaries, I say it again, allows you to express your thoughts and feelings in a way that clearly communicates what you need, what's going on, what's going on with you. When you set healthy boundaries, and here's the dynamic. Many of us, it's going to be a little tough. It's going to be a little tense. It's going to be a little uncomfortable because we're so used to telling everybody yes. When somebody calls and say they need us, we're right there. When someone calls and says they're in an emergency, we're right there. When someone says, I got a situation, we're trying to meet the need. When someone says, I'm in a situation, I need you to do this, we automatically start running because our heart's desire is to help people. Our heart's desire is to help someone. But here's the dynamic. When you do not have the capacity, come on here. When you don't have the capacity to meet that need, you need to say no. Hey, sissy, how are you? So, Lee, listen. So the boundaries that you set are not boundaries that will hurt anybody. They are boundaries that will keep you healthy, healed, and whole so that you can continue to do what you've been doing. If you don't create these boundaries, you will become depleted. You will become exhausted. You will become stressed out. You will begin to fall apart. Why? And because you haven't created the boundary that is necessary for you to actually do what you're doing for the longevity. It's not, listen, you're not trying to do what you're doing just for this moment. What you're doing right now needs to be for the longevity. What you're investing in yourself now is for the longevity. What you want to see in yourself now is not just for this moment. It's for me to continue. It's for me to go forward. It's for what I'm laying forward for my legacy, for my lineage. It's what I'm producing. But if I don't create healthy boundaries, I will burn out and I'll never get to the fulfillment of what I desire to see. Okay? So, how do you begin to set healthy boundaries? The first thing is self-awareness. You got to know you. Come on here. You got to know you. When is the last time that you sat with you? You have to know you. You have to know your limits. You have to know how far you can extend yourself. The first thing in setting healthy boundaries is self-awareness. I got to know me. But here's the problem. Many of us have been giving out so much to other people to the point where we don't even know who we are anymore. Because we've just become all things to all men, all things to all people. So we don't even know who we are right now. So we are not even self-aware that we're at the verge of a burnout, or that we're at the verge of losing our minds, or we're at the verge of falling apart. You have to know your limits. So the first thing you have to do in setting healthy boundaries is self-awareness. Self-awareness is the key. Then you have to understand, after you're self-aware of what you can handle, you have to be confident enough to not only express your boundaries, but stick to them. Okay. This is the hard one. Now that you're aware of your boundaries, you have to know how to express them and stick to them. I'll say it again. Now that you know your healthy boundaries, you have to learn how to express them and stick to them. What are you saying, Dr. Vaughn? So if I set a boundary for my self-care, my self-respect and self-love, if I create this boundary for me, and I know my boundaries, and I say, this is a part of my self-worth, my respect, my self-care, I am literally Wednesday is my day to shut down. No business, no handling nothing. This is my day for refuel and recharge. Wednesday is my day for refuel and recharge. The part of that boundary, now that I've set that boundary, if someone calls me at 11 o'clock on Wednesday, my day of recharge, my day of reset, I have to stick to the fact that I'll respond to them on Thursday. I have to stick to the fact that I will respond to them on what? Thursday morning. Why? Because Wednesday, this is my boundary. Y'all got me up until Tuesday, and then you got me until Thursday, back again to Tuesday. But Wednesday is my day to reset, my day to refuel, my day to, you have to set a boundary, because here's the thing. In order for you to be the most effective person that you are and transform a nation, transform the world, empower people, pour into people, help people, pull people along, you got to have the strength and the capacity to do so. How can you have the strength and the capacity to do so if you're always depleted? Hello? How can you have the strength? Hey, sis, my sister Kelly is on. How can you have the strength and the capacity to do the work that you are assigned to do if you never set the boundary that I need a day to refuel? I need a day to refresh. I need a day so that I can set me up. Okay? This, and let me tell you, when you're starting to transform and you're starting to create these healthy boundaries, guess what? You're going to rub some people the wrong way. Let me help you. You're going to rub some people the wrong way. I'm trying to help you. You are going to rub some people the wrong way. Why? Because you have made them accustomed to you always answering and always being available. Now, this space here where you're teaching them now healthy boundaries may be a little uncomfortable. Hey, Aunt Jackie, maybe a little tense. It may be a little irritating. But here's the thing. Once you get through that place and the healthy boundary is set, trust me, they will respect the boundary. When they get used to it, now people know, don't call me. I'm not available on Monday. I'm not available on Monday. I am not available on Monday. Why? Because I got to make sure Shabana all right. Because here's the thing. It's nobody else's responsibility to make sure you're okay but you. I'll say it again because you may not like it. It is nobody else's responsibility to make sure you are okay but who? You. I'll say it again. It is nobody else's responsibility to make sure you are okay but you. And so since it is my ultimate responsibility to make sure, outside of God, to make sure that I'm okay, these boundaries that I set, I got to stick to them. Because if I don't stick to them, I can't be mad at the people that pulled on me. I can't be mad at the people that took from me. I can't be mad at the people that kept asking me and asking me. I can't be mad at the people that just kept asking me to pour. Why? Because I kept saying yes. I kept saying yes. So at some point, I have to take control, set my boundary, and what? Stick to it. So that's the empowerment for the day. Many of us need to set boundaries so we can stop being so stressed out. Many of us need to set boundaries because we angry at people because they keep calling us for foolishness, but it's our fault because we never set the boundary to tell us that we ain't always available. No, I'm not irritated no more. I've already told a couple people I'm not available. Not only am I not available on Mondays, I'm not always available when you find yourself in a bind. Hello? Not only am I not available on Mondays, that's my day, but then I'm also not always your go-to person every time you need some money or every time you find yourself in a situation. I am not the go-to person every time you need some money. So listen, set your boundaries. Listen, set your boundaries. You matter. You are valuable enough. So listen, sit with yourself. Set those boundaries. Come on. We got stuff to do. We got to be healthy, we got to be healed, and we got to be whole. So listen, become self-aware and know your boundaries. Set your boundaries, and most importantly, stick to them. Boundaries matter, and boundaries are essential. So listen, that is our empowerment talk for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. That's right. That's right. That's right, Lee. So listen, love yourself enough to set the boundaries. Love yourself enough to stick to them. And guess what? Everything else will be happy. Everything else will be good. I didn't say it'll be perfect, but I said it will be happy. So listen, thank you for hanging out with me today, and I will see you back here next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, 1 p.m. for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. Again, I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, and it's always my privilege, my honor, and my pleasure to come and hang out with you. Have an amazing day on purpose. In your boundaries, your healthy boundaries. Love on yourself, because at the end of the day, you matter. You matter. You matter. Have an amazing day, everyone. Love you all.